I'm going to come back to this several times, but what I want to show is a kind of a very simplistic view, but it's not that hard. Every time they tell you that it's complicated, it's not that complicated. So this is relative to the economy and the current situation that we have ourselves in. So it's a flow. The important thing is that you have a population growing, and what you're looking at is as spending increases, then let me show you over here. As spending increases, then goods and services increase, and then the jobs that require doing that also increase, and so they'll be right here. And so then you have this feedback loop of constantly increasing growth. Well, the reverse is true. So if you have spending going down, then goods and services is going to go down. And then also with fewer goods and services, you're going to end up having the jobs go down. Okay, so it's a flow. You've got, it can flow up, it can flow down, and it's just constantly going in this loop like this. Okay, because people will spend on goods and services, and then to provide the goods and services for that more spending, you need more jobs, and then more jobs makes for more spending. Okay, now what we ended up with the coronavirus was a loop like this, is that people had to stay home, so then they couldn't spend, and so then whenever the spending went down, the goods and services went down, and then the jobs went down. So we were in this downward spiral here. The CARES Act, what it did was it came in two places, and you had for people that lost their jobs, it came in and enabled them to keep spending. So what they did was try to break this up. And then at the same time, to deal with the drop in the goods and services, what they were doing was there's this loop here, is that the PPP program is that you can get these grants basically as long as you keep your employees employed. So as long as the jobs don't go down, then you can have this money to come in despite the fact that you're not producing anything, because we've had this drop in spending while we deal with this current problem with COVID. And so it was, the CARES Act worked in these two areas to stabilize this condition of things dropping. Now, the Federal Reserve was also getting involved, but the way that they did it was that they decided to buy up bad corporate debt. And so that's not really a good. It was bum debt that was never really going to get repaid. And so it had zero effects on the loss of spending on goods and services, which had zero effect on jobs. So this particular spending right here was $4 trillion, and it was ineffective in breaking up this curve. Now I'm going to talk about this several times as we go through these news stories.